The Kendall Tech Center. This is Holland Speedway's facility, which is known by all the competitors, yet a facility which many fans are rather unfamiliar with. In this technical inspection building, the Speedway tech crew of Pete Troutman, Ralph Capasso, and Brian Rusto are busy with their tasks every Saturday night, well out of the sight of the race fans across the way in the main grandstand. Prior to the evening's racing activities, the crew will be checking for safety features and some simple visual technical aspects. After each division's feature race, the top finishing cars will be weighed, and certain components of the cars will be checked for legality within the specifications of the Holland rule book. This enforcement of the rules helps keep competition on an even keel and ensures that a race will be won or lost based on car preparation, driving skills, and old-fashioned racing luck, not by bending the rules. The Pro Modifieds will be featured today in a qualifying race for the AAA Modified Race of Champions. The winner of this Pro Modified event, which was postponed by rain a week earlier, will have a starting spot in this first ever Northeastern Championship race for the stock block modified cars at the Flemington Fair Speedway, New Jersey on September 26th. Of course, the rest of the Winston Racing Series divisions will be in action this evening: the NASCAR Late Model Pro Stocks, Chargers, Challengers, and Figure 8 cars. Action's about to begin, so let's go to race control.
We begin the preliminary portion of the racing program here at Holland International Speedway. The Challenger division of cars heads onto the track to get the show on the road, and here to call the racing action, Rick Mooney.
Challengers taking to the Speedway for the first of 3 qualifying heats. 6 laps will be the distance in this first Challenger qualifier, and the way they're scheduled to start up in front in the AA1 Auto Wrecking number 95, it's Brian Weisenberg out of Lancaster. On his outside in the Kenmore Auto Wrecking number 40 from Cheektowaga, Dennis Thomas. Row number 2 on the inside in the Celebrities Nightclub number 68, it's Gil Myers from Buffalo. On the outside in the DJ Auto Parts number 23 from Delavan, Brian Collar. Row 3 inside, car number 69 from Lockport, it's Scott Reeder. On the outside in the Town & Country Motors, number 14 from Buffalo, Mike Flagg. Row 4 inside lane, and car number 34, hailing from West Seneca, it's Awesome Al Grimmer. On the outside in the Wing Motors, number 9 from Hamburg, it's Rick Winger. Row 5 inside lane, in the Rick's Country Store, number 2 from Buffalo, Jeff Bilkowski. On his outside, set to go in car number 6 out of Cheektowaga, it's Paul Chevier. And the last car in the starting grid, in car number 87, the driver from Buffalo, it's Don Hochstein. 11 cars set to take the opening green in the first of 3 qualifiers for the Challengers. Starter Doug Carnes brings up the white flag. We're going to go racing in one more lap. A great field, entry-level division racers here today. We have well over 30 of the Challengers here to compete at Holland Speedway this evening. Weisenberg in the 95, Thomas in the 40, Myers in the 68, Collar in the 23, Reeder in the 69, Flagg in the 14, the 34 is Grimmer, the 9 is Winger, the 6 is Chevier, the 2 is Belkowski, and the 87 is Hochstein. Once they cross that stripe, you see in turn number 4, they'll accelerate. The starter Doug Carnes likes what he sees. He'll show that green flag, and the race will begin as they cross the start-finish line. Here they come. The green is out, and we are racing. On the start, Brian Weisenberg jumps into the early lead in car number 95. Gil Myers slips into the number 2 spot. Dennis Thomas in the 40 getting way up high coming out of turn 2, loses a few spots in the process. Scott Reeder takes number 69 into the 3rd, sees that rear end kick out just a little bit, but he holds onto the number 3 spot. We complete lap number 1 in the 6-lap Challenger qualifying heat. It's Brian Weisenberg showing the way in car number 95. Gil Myers in the 68 on the chase. Reeder in the 69 is 3rd. Flagg in the 14 is 4th. Those top 4 cars beginning to pull away from the rest of the field. Flagg in the 14 getting up a little high through turns 3 and 4 as he attempts to make a challenge to the outside of Scott Reeder in car number 69. Flagg in car number 14 finds a little bit of running room to the outside of Reeder that time around. They're side by side in the race for 3rd place. Mike Flagg in car 14 making the pass on the Scott Reeder number 69. Reeder hanging tough on the inside as they come out of turn 4 side by side, but Flagg reestablishes his hold on the number 3 spot and is now going to work, and Gil Myers in trouble. 2nd place Gil Myers in the 68 catching the guardrail in turn number 1. Myers may have had a tire go down because the car just took a sudden lurch to the right as he entered turn number 1, and he managed to keep the car straight and caught the guardrail with the side of his car, and that precipitates the first caution flag of the afternoon. Gil Myers, a tough break for the driver of car number 68, the Celebrities Nightclub sponsored ride, as Myers catches the guardrail up in turn number 1. He brings the car to a halt on the high side of turn number 2, and it looks like he's going to coast the number 68 down into the infield under its own power, as here comes Myers in car number 68. And so Gil Myers is being directed by infield crew to a parking spot, and his race, at least for the duration of this qualifier, is done. We have 4 laps down, 2 laps left to go, and they'll be doubling up on the restart as Doug Cars brings up the white flag indicating we're going to get a green the next time around. Brian Weisenberg in the 95, Mike Flagg in the 14 up in row number 1, Scott Reeder in the 69, Al Grimmer in the 34 in row 2, the 23 of Brian Collar, the 6 of Paul Chevier in row 3, the 9 of Rick Winger, the 40 of Dennis Thomas in row 4, and row 5 it's the 2 of Jeff Bilkowski and the 87 of Don Hochstein. A 2-lap dash for cash here in this first Challenger qualifying heat. 4 down, 2 to go in the scheduled 6-lap event. Keep your eyes on the 14 of Mike Flagg. He was picking cars off one by one, and now on this restart he finds himself on the outside of the front row. Weisenberg has the lead in the 95s. They come off of turn number 4. The green is out, and we are racing once again. Brian Weisenberg and Mike Flagg drag racing into turn number 1. Flagg looks like he takes a slight lead advantage into the turn, and out of turn number 2, Mike Flagg pulling out in front by a car length. Mike Flagg in car number 14, your race leader. Brian Weisenberg, who led from the opening green, drops back to second, hangs on to that inside groove, trying to re-challenge Mike Flagg for the number 1 slot, but Flagg establishes a 2-car length lead as they pass under the white flag. We have 1 lap to go in this qualifier. Paul Chevier in the 6 takes his car to the upstairs route to get around Scott Reeder for the number 3 position. Chevier now closes on Brian Weisenberg for second. The car is making contact. Weisenberg fighting to keep it straight, and under the checkers, it's Mike Flagg with the win. Second place goes to Weisenberg. Third is Chevier. Fourth is Reeder, and completing your top 5 in car 34 is Al Grimmer. And on the checkered flag, Rick Winger spins number 9 in turn number 1, but everybody gets around, everybody out of harm's way. And the winner of this first qualifier is moving through turns 3 and 4 to accept the checkered flag for his victory lap. He brings it down in the Town & Country Motors number 14. Ladies and gentlemen, a Holland Speedway welcome for Mike Flagg. The second qualifying heat for the Challenger division is on the Speedway, and the way they're scheduled to start, up in front in the Sears Auto Center number 57 is Doug Evans of Lackawanna. On the outside in car number 33, the Cozy Corner ride of Mike Chapman from Springville. In the Colden Station number 28, it's Paul Grigsby out of Springville on his outside. In car number 5, the Staple ride of Dean Stanbro from Buffalo. Row 3 inside, the Matusik Blacktopping number 22. It's Tommy Wooden from Ellicottville. On the outside, and the Jerry Gradle Motors number 20 from Williamsville, it's Jerry Gradle Jr. Row 4 on the inside, piloting the Custom Auto Truck number 92 from Lawton's, it's Pat Spruce. On the outside, in the Brantel & Sons number 98 from Hamburg, Mike Brantel. Row number 5 on the inside, and the Clinton Auto Truck Super Duper number 10 from Orchard Park, it's Tommy Krozik. And on the outside, in the Redmond Trucking number 12 from Gowanda, Herschel Two Guns. Two of the hottest drivers in this Challenger division starting in the 5th row in this second qualifying heat. 6 laps will be the distance. Keep your eyes on the 10 of Tommy Krozik and the 12 of Herschel Two Guns. As the white flag now being shown, we'll be going racing in 1 more lap. Recapping the starting field, it's the 57 of Evans, the 33 of Chapman, the 28 of Grigsby, the 5 of Stanbro, the 22 of Wooden, the 20 of Gradle, the 92 of Spruce, the 98 of Brantel, the 10 of Krozik, the 12 of Two Guns. Evans in the 57, Chapman in the 33, slowly leading the field through turn number 3 and 4. Now they're picking up the pace out of turn number 4. The green flag is out, and we are racing. Cars shuffling to deck early on as they charge into turn number 1. Evans trying to maintain the lead in the low groove, but here comes Paul Grigsby taking the high road out of turn number 2. Grigsby moves into the lead in car number 28. Tommy Wooden trying to thread the needle through the middle in car number 22. Wooden between cars coming out of turn number 4, and Tommy Wooden slices his way into the number 2 spot in car number 22. Mike Chapman back to run third in car number 33. Evans in the 57 drops back to 4th. Here comes Dean Stanbro, currently 5th in the 5. But Paul Grigsby has opened up an early lead advantage in car number 28. Tommy Wooden in the 22 on the chase. Car getting loose, coming through turns number 3 and 4, but he keeps her straight, races onward. Back in the pack, Pat Spruce doing a little dance down the front chute, but he gets the 92 straightened out and races onward. Cars sorting themselves out here in the early going in this heat. They're 3 abreast down the back chute for 3rd place. Jerry Gradle Jr. taking a 20 down low. Dean Stanbro up high in the 5. Mike Chapman is sandwiched in between in car 33. Coming out of turn number 4, that trio straightens out with Gradle now grabbing the number 3 spot. But we have, again, 3 abreast racing as Mike Brantel now moving there in car number 98. Stanbro loses some ground, and here comes Pat Spruce in car 92. Some great racing action back in the pack in this Challenger qualifier. Now Spruce in the 92 and Chapman in the 33 making contact. Some ever so close action going on back in the pack as we have 4 down and 2 to go in this qualifier. The top 3 cars continue to pull away from the rest of the field. It's the 28 of Grigsby, the 22 of Wooden, and the 20 of Gradle as they pass under the white flag. 1 to go in this qualifying heat. And they're 4 wide, believe it or not, going into turn number 1. It's 2 Guns in the 12, Brantel in the 98, Krosick in the 10, Chapman in the 33. They're sorting themselves out on this final go-around. They're looking at the checkers, and to the checkers it's going to be Grigsby with the win. A close one over Wooden in the 22 and Gradle in the 20. Finishing 4th is the 92 of Pat Spruce. Herschel 2 Guns in the 12 completes the top 5. So there was some great racing all the way around in that one. 3-4 abreast racing, and on that last turn, the top 3 cars making it an ever so close finish. But Paul Grigsby driving to what I believe is his first win in this Challenger division in the Colon Station number 28. So when he comes around to accept the checkered flag, ladies and gentlemen, make sure he can hear you. A first victory for this driver. In car number 28, he brings it to the start-finish line to accept the checkered flag from junior starter Scott Wiley. How about it? A Holland Speedway welcome for Paul Grigsby.
Yeah, Rick Jackson is down there. You guys check in with Ricky Jackson. He's our promotions coordinator here, and he'd like to help you coordinate this.
Right now we have the 3rd and final qualifying heat starting field on the Speedway for this Challenger division, and the way they're scheduled to go. In car number 55 from Arcade, it's Nolan King. In the Southgate Oil number 11 from Cheektowaga, Tom Kelly. Back to row number 2, and the 8 is the auto number 42 from Buffalo. That's Joe Eck. On his outside in the Cam Auto number 51 from Buffalo, Bill Adamczyk. Row number 3 on the inside in the Hooker Towing number 09 from Blaisdell, Jimmy Franklin. On his outside in the Johnson Steel number 43 from Buffalo, it's Mark the Shark, Mark Hoke. Row 4 to the inside in the Higgins Erectors number 97 from West Valley, it's Rod Eamon. On his outside in the Valvoline Oil Change number 30 from Lackawanna, that's John Conti. Row number 5 on the inside. And the Lair's Auto Stop number 48 from Chaffee, Jamie Havens. And on his outside, the Morgan's Dairy Farm number 66 from Delavan, Rich Morgan. 10 cars set to go 6 laps in the 3rd and final round of qualifying for the Challenger division. The Challengers lined up 2 by 2. They're picking up the pace through turn number 4. The green flag is out, and we are racing. And on the break, it's Tom Kelly jumping into the lead in car number 11. Bill Adamczyk making quick work around the outside in car number 51. He blasts by Nolan King and grabs the number 2 spot. Trying to follow Adamczyk around in the high groove is Mark Hoke in car number 43. And we have some contact up front. King in the 55 and Adamczyk in the 51 coming together. And the two cars slide into the infield. We continue under green at the moment. Let's see if the two cars can separate. It looks like they may be locked up, as Nolan King looks like he's trying to get that car into reverse, and no-go, so the caution flag comes out. As the Nolan King number 55, the Bill Adamczyk number 51 look like they are locked up down there, where they came together coming out of turn number 4, sliding into the infield, and we are on hold in this third Challenger heat, with Tom Kelly shown as your leader in car number 11. The Adamczyk number 51 and the King number 55 cars have been separated. Both have fallen to the rear of the field for this restart. Started Doug Carnes now showing the white flag. So we're going to resume this event with 2 laps down, 4 laps remaining the next time around. The way the field is set right now, it's Tom Kelly in the 11 shown as your leader. Mark Hoke in the 43 is second. Joe Eck in the 42 is third. John Conti in the 30 is fourth. Back to row 3 on the inside. Your 5th place car is Rod Eamon in the 97. He's flanked by the 66 of Rich Morgan. Then it's the 48 of Jamie Havens, the 09 of Jim Franklin, the 51 of Bill Adamczyk, and the 55 of Nolan King.
The tremors.
All right, they'll be picking up the pace as they go through turn number 4 this time by Doug Carnes. Looks the field over. He brings up the green flag, and we are racing once again. On the restart, Tom Kelly and Mark Hoke drag racing into turn number 1. Kelly takes the lead into turn number 1 that time around. Hoke making up ground in the faster outside groove, and right behind Hoke is the 30 of John Conti. Conti hoping to be dragged by Tom Kelly, courtesy of the 43 of Mark Hoke. As they race out of turn number 4, Hoke has the lead in car 43. Kelly on the inside groove running in second. The 30 of John Conti now making the pass on Kelly to grab the runner-up slot. John Conti now going to work on Mark Hoke in car number 43. Conti pulls alongside of Hoke as they charge into turn number 3. Here they come out of turn number 4 under the parallel flags. 2 laps remaining, and John Conti making the pass. Conti moving into the lead. And at the rear of the field, we know Jamie Havens in the 48 in trouble, and Havens lipping into the infield out of power in car 48. Up in front, John Conti your leader, but we have 3 cars in close competition for the number 2 spot, and one of those cars, that's Mark Hoke in the 43, going for a ride he doesn't want to take, sliding into the infield out of turn number 4, and the black flag being shown to the Joe Eck number 42. So it's a 2-car race on this last lap. John Conti in the 30, Rod Eamon in the 97. Here they come through the final turns. They're looking at the checkers this time by, and it's going to be John Conti with the victory. Rod Eamon finishes second. Third place will go to Bill Adamczyk in the 51, followed by Tom Kelly in the 11, and Nolan King in the 55. John Conti driving to the victory in this third and final qualifier for the Challenger division. Your unofficial top 5, Conti in the 30, Eamon in the 97, Adamczyk in the 51, Kelly in the 11, and the 55 of Nolan King. Now moving into position to accept the checkered flag from junior starter Scott Wiley, the winner of heat race number 3 for the Challengers. Ladies and gentlemen, it's John Conti.